T-Man978 Show Review. Hello everyone, right now I'm reviewing Figma, The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds Deluxe Edition. Link. Why is he deluxe? Because he comes with a rack of crap. So let's get to that. Let's take the briefest of looks at the packaging right here. There's that picture. There's all this suggested stuff right there. He's on a stand, but you don't really need a stand for a lot of poses because he's highly stable. Blah, 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 blah. This right here. Let's get the link. Let me start off by saying this is my favorite thing in the world right now. And he has a lot of accessories, so let's get to him. This bracelet right here, I don't know if it actually had a specific name, but this bracelet let him do two things. It let him merge with the wall as a painting, and it let him merge with other worlds by going through different rifts and cracks in the world. So when he merges with the wall, he looks like this. This flat illustration right here, which is cool that it's basically on both sides and whatnot. So you can put them up against walls or different things right there. He has this little piece right here specifically for holding him right there. So you can put him up against a wall and sit it there. He also comes with this Figma display stand that has this little optional piece for, I guess, if you want to get really dynamic. But the cool thing is you can connect the back of this little stand right there, and now he can merge with even higher walls right there. Link comes with 4 different hands. He comes with these fisted hands out of packaging, but as you can see, he has these open palm, the open palm with a peg on there, and the sword holding hands. One difference between this guy and the Skyward Sword Link is they gave him a ball jointed wrist. He has no need to come with a separate hand that thrusts down like this. Getting these off is a little bit difficult though, so you pretty much have to pinch right here and then pull the hand off. I'm going to switch to the peg hand first, and with this peg hand he can hold this bomb right here. It has a hole in the bottom, and that's pretty much all the detail right there. But you can peg that in his hand, and now he can hold that right there. I don't know why he would be so happy about that, but we could change that a little later. But now I switched his hand to the other flat open palm hand, and it looks like he's actually just holding this right here, which is cool. The face thing I was talking about, you can pull this hair off, pull this face off right there, grab this face right here, which fell out of my hand. Come on, grab that, put the hair back in. And now he looks like he's ready to battle. And he can also do stuff like this. So getting him in a good looking pose, as you can see, is nice and easy. And I found out that the bracelet is just called Ravio's bracelet because that's who he got it from. Here's a close-up on this face, which in the lighting, this hair is swooshed over to the side, which looks a lot like the 1980s, 1990s artwork for Link. So it's hard to get good light on his face right there. Here's Link's weapon holding hand. Pretty much for all the weapons, they basically work the same way. Like here's the hook shot. Like this pops off right here, and then it separates. Separates right there. Basically, they suggest that you groove everything up into his hand, all the handles. Each one of the weapons separates basically like that. So put this back in there, which I'm not doing on camera, but you get the point. Get it back in there, plug this back together, and now he has the hook shot. One thing that's kind of frustrating, the bracelet, if you push it back, it stays in a place basically, but it doesn't often stay well. So it constantly keeps moving. But now he can get ready to use his hook shot. And don't worry, I'm going to get into his up close detail and articulation. But if you want to actually use the hook shot, you can pull this. The peg is round, so you can just twist it. you can extend the hook shot. And for me, I would suggest, unless he's up in the air like that, I would suggest using the fisted hand for something like this. This is sharp, by the way. The wind rod, it's a little bit aggravating. I don't know whether mine is damaged, but right here, it just comes off way too easy. I don't like that. It's just a round peg at the top, and it's a round peg at this part too. Be careful, I almost lost this. Like, what's difficult about this, I think the peg should have been coming out right there. You need to take this right here, this little plastic piece that's just like his illustration. Grab this, put this little top here through the hole, and then try to get this on there without snapping the top off. And now he can get into his flight pose like this, which is cool. And you can spin that around. So there you go with that. Ooh. Besides the bomb, one of the things that I was really excited for him to come with is this pot right here. We know Link likes to bust pots, but let's see what's inside. Inside, I have a little stand right here that goes with this little rupee. The rupee is worth 1 rupee. It has a little hole in the bottom. You could take this stand, put it there, and now that can just be chilling out right there, ready for Link to scoop it up. Also, I have shoved in here a Mayamai. I think that's how you pronounce it. But these little creatures, you collect 10 of them, take them back to their mom, and now you can upgrade one of your weapons to have like a little super move or be more effective. They are really cute and cool. They're often hiding somewhere out of reach or somewhere you would have to figure out where they are, and you could just hear them making their little squealy squeaks in the background. The pot, it's light brown all the way to the inside. I'm not sure which is paint, whether the light brown is the paint or the dark brown is, but here's the detail right there. There's no peg hole or anything at the bottom, so that's what you're working with there. Getting down to the home stretch of accessories, here is the Master Sword. You might be thinking it has the exact same design as the Skyward Sword one, but it's different. One thing that's different, you have to actually pull the handle out from right there and slide it up into his hand just like all the other weapons, which is better than pulling that tip off right there like you had to do with this one, which is significantly longer and thinner and flatter. So there you go right there. The wings right here are shaped different, and the strap, the way the straps wrap around right there on the Skyward Sword one is different. It's just little diamonds painted in there, but like I was saying with this one, you have to pull that off. He can actually hold this, and I'm going to show him do that in a second. His new Hawaiian shield is almost the same, but smaller. The Triforce is raised right there, as you can see, and they have a lighter blue on this one. On the inside, and I'm showing this Link because I don't feel like taking these straps off right there. It's different, and I do leave the hand right here because there's pretty much nothing else you can do with this. I use only the shield in the right hand, but that's different as well. I just shoved the little nub on his hand through here, but you can remove this off, and of course this breaks off and comes into 2 separate pieces, so you can slide the hand in there. But like I said, I'm not removing his hand, and you can slide that in there, but I'm going to do that off camera. Word of warning, as far as the Master Sword, it's not round on that peg. It's actually shaped to fit into the sword right there, so be careful pulling that off. And here Link is finally with his most common weapons, his sword and shield, and as you can see, he is very dynamically posable. I freaking love this thing. Like, let me get into his articulation. 1, The hat moves all around right here, so you can get that out of the way. You can look down a lot. One thing I don't like, I wish his neck could bend back because he can't look up too much. So he has a ton of pivot because he has one of those universal joints like in his wrist. So that's cool right there, and that hair just gets right out of the way and it looks so natural. I love that. His tunic, it's like raised off of his flesh right there, looking way realistic. So this is a softer, pliable material right there in his tunic with the hard body underneath, and that's a nice touch. The shoulders can go down and up. It's on a universal joint in there. It's like a universal joint plus the inside of the shoulder is on a ball. So this shoulder can rotate right there. That's cool. Universals on the elbows. You can get that much elbow bend. I showed off the hands. The waist can swivel. There's like I don't know what type of joint right there, like a universal on a post, like at the top. He can bend the tunic behind the belt. It can bend down, but I am kind of scared. And the way he's designed, like he can look back a lot or lean back, but he can't very much crunch forward. Normally that will be a killer for me, but with this figure it hasn't been too much of a problem because of the way the rest of them poses. There's also like a ball post right like up in there. I don't know if you can see that. So this part of his body can hinge forward, but the bottom part of the tunic also fights there. I wouldn't force it too much because this one, I know they improved upon this design with this guy, but he has like a clear or white plastic post inside of his waist. I tried to bend it forward to get him a good crunch and it just snapped in half. So that makes me scared to pose this one. I wish they had a diagram showing exactly how things worked in there, but as you can see, he has ball jointed hips. They can go out, and he has rotation right there at the top of the hips. So you can swivel things like that to give him some posability. And this does not stay on as tight as one would like it, but that's the first time that it just came completely off while I'm posing it, which is nuts. They have universals right here in the knees so they can swivel there, but it's a bit hindered, which is realistic in a real leg because you can't just twist your leg all over the place. They have a ball right here with a universal, so I can slide back and forward, come down that much, kick forward, and pivot a lot. And you don't know how much that helps with the posing. And lastly, the toe bends like that. So, man, this guy's so dynamic. This little dude comes with so many accessories that I didn't realize he doesn't come with a little sheath for his sword, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess he doesn't have one in the game. He just constantly holds the sword in his hand, so I guess they're faithful to the game. Size comparison right there. So you could tell he's much younger than Skyward Sword Link. And just to show you, the bomb does fit inside that pot. And this wasn't what I was about to show, but if you move this to here, he can hold the shield with his left hand if you want to. But here's what I really wanted to show. Here he is with the Skyward Sword right there, or the Master Sword from that game. And the big Haaland shield if you want him to have a big giant shield. So you can cannibalize, switch, mix and match with the other characters. And he could also hold the sword sheath on his back because they have the same peg hole. So there's that, but of course this is almost touching the ground on him. So you would still have to deal with that if you want to do this. The new sword fits in there, but kind of uncomfortably. I'm not comfortable with that. It feels like it rubs. So in the end, I love this thing like I already said. Only problems I have is the tunic at the bottom is a little bit restrictive as far as the legs. And yeah, crunch doesn't stay crunched because of the tunic. But there's ways around that type of articulation, so I can't really complain about it too much, and it comes with so much stuff. I was able to get this guy for $27 on Amazon. I'm super happy about that. It was like some sort of flash deal. This thing normally runs for $60-70, so that is a major deal right there. If you missed out, they do sell this guy at GameStop, and you can trade in games to bring the price down lower than that. So there you go right there. And he's still regularly a low price on Amazon, a lower than $60-70 price like they have at GameStop. So there are still other options. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. If you did enjoy it, give me a like, subscribe, all that. I want y'all to have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching this. And if you're watching it on Christmas, thank you for watching it on Christmas. That means a lot to me, all of y'all watching and liking my videos and commenting, and all the subscribers and stuff I've gotten recently. I feel so grateful and thankful for all that. So, have a good holiday. T-Man978 out of here. Let's take the briefest of looks at the packaging.